Dateline Shanghai, China. It's almost time for the T1 drivers to take to the track for the second time this season. And what a race it could be. The wet weather posted a terrific race in T2, and conditions will be exactly the same for this race as well. It promises, surely to deliver as we await 29 laps at this fantastic circuit. Live and uninterrupted for the Shanghai International Circuit in Shanghai, China. It's round 2 of 15 in Season 5, Next Gen by JL, and now it's time for our main event of the evening as we turn our attention to T1. Good evening to you. I am Mr. Storm, joined by my broadcast partner and very good friend Tim in the commentary box this evening. We had a great T2 race, mate. Surely we're in for a better one though in T1.
Surely we are, yeah. Big chances of it, if I'm gonna be real honest.
Well, last week was a very fun race, it's fair to say, and Bottas took home his first win of the season. Here's your championship standings coming into round 2 of the season. Bottas leads by 6 points from Ryu Zappa in the Pemex in second, 25-19. Of course, Ryu got that pole position point last week. We'll come to the fast lap point in a moment. Dean is third on 15 points after a valiant display. He held Jasko behind for 4th place. Jasko finished 4th. He's now on 12 points. Oscar is 5th on 10. Razout and Sudsi Mohammed are 6th and 7th respectively. Nikon had a terrible race. He was 8th. Litwin and AFY are both on 2 points. AFY got the fast lap point. Both of them are 2 points respectively. In the Constructors' Championship, Chevrolet lead on 40 points. Pemex are second on 19. IUF Telecom are third on 16. Europol, Optus Genesis, Citroen Evian and a Bar rounded the field on 12, 8, 6 and 2 points respectively. Last week was fun. We're in for a wet race in both qualifying and the actual race that will take place after the qualifying session, of course. It's going to be chaos, surely, and our T2 winner, Litwa, is racing again for Europol. Maybe the pace and the experience that he gathered in that race is going to help him very much so in T1.
Yeah, I think it might help him indeed there.
Well, we normally do take a look at the news coming into race weekends, and I have to say, there haven't been many driver changes or driver updates in the last week, except for Bath Destroyer joining Able JM Motorsports for 1 season. So hopefully you'll see Bath Destroyer in action relatively soon. We have got, I believe, 11 drivers racing hopefully tonight. I will check that now. Yeah, very, very good. Litwa, Bottas, AFI, Nexo, Bath Destroyer, Ryan, Jasko, Marcel, Sudsi Marmot, Dean, and Nikon. And we are going to see what's going to happen. It's going to be a fun race. We're going to see potentially a lot of drama. We're going to see a lot of mistakes if T2 is to go anything by. And I really feel that this has the potential, and there's still 13 races left after this one, but this has the potential to be the early season classic. This has the potential, maybe, to be the best race of the season. You never know. And I think that's what we love about this league, that all the races are so unpredictable, and that you cannot predict an outcome, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, that is very much true, in my opinion at least, so.
Well, the weather is dismal. It was dismal in T2. It did brighten up towards the end of it, admittedly, with a slightly lighter rain. It's going to start with heavy rain. That's all we know for now. We believe, though, it will clear up towards the end of the race. We're not 100% sure on that. We will have a last-minute weather check before the race starts, but it does look like it's going to go from heavy rain to overcast weather before the end of the race. So we'll see what happens as the drivers are now flooding into the lobby with around 5 or so minutes to go before the qualifying session, and that tension is steadily beginning to ramp up. And of course, we're at the stage now where we know who our runners and riders are for the championship. You've got Bottas, you've got Dean, you've got Jasko, and you might have someone like Nikon there who needs to pick up the pace. But after last week, who do you think probably has the best chance to perform well this weekend, Tim?
I mean, there are loads of drivers who would have a good chance here, but to be real honest, I think Chevrolet is just looking dangerous still.
I think Chevrolet would definitely be the easy favourites of the Constructors' Championship at the moment, of course. They have quite a big lead on Pemex, 21 points. RUF Telecom are a long, long way behind Chevrolet in third position. But the top four teams in last season's Constructors' Championship, but the top four teams in this season's Constructors' Championship, of course, there have been some minor rebrands and name tweaks and all of that. But overall, still the same battle between Chevrolet, Pemex, RUF Telecom, and Europol. And I suppose that's the battle that we all grew accustomed to last season. That we know that these four teams, I suppose, are the big dogs, the big boys.
Yeah,
Do you think we're going to see tighter battles now that we know that the four teams can fight
surely.
this season? I mean, even if you look at the Constructors' Championship, Optus Geneta are only 4 points behind Europol. But Optus Geneta have a considerably weaker lineup than, in my opinion anyway, than the four teams at the front. So you'd like to think they'll run away with the Constructors' Championship battle, but anything could still happen. It's the first ever time Next Gen have raced around China in the league's 5-season history. Of course, our first race technically was in T2, but this is the first T1 race to be held around the track, and this circuit has plenty of history. The first Chinese Grand Prix was held in 2004, of course. Rubens Barrichello won that one. And in my race notes, I've got a slightly obscure piece of information. The circuit opened on Sunday, the 6th of June, 2004. I didn't really want to ask for the day, but I felt like I put it in anyway. What were you doing on Sunday, the 6th of June, 2004, Tim?
And not existing.
Oh, yeah, touche. Mm. Series lifespan, a lot of series have raced around here. The most notable ones, of course, F1's had 17 races in here between 2004 and 2019. Of course, coronavirus delayed it for a few years and then we came back this year. The World Endurance Championship raced here between 2012 and 2019. The World Touring Car Championship actually went to China between 2012 and 2017. If you remember, MotoGP was there between 2005 and 2008. Formula E touched down in China earlier on this year, or returned to China, I should say, after they had the races in Beijing and in Hong Kong in the first 5 seasons, I believe, the championship, if that's right. And the F1 Esports Virtual Grand Prix, which of course, surprise, surprise, was in 2020, also had a race around the Chinese Grand Prix track. So plenty of history, plenty of race winners. Of course, 10 of the 17 Grand Prix have been won from pole position. So if you get pole, there's a very good chance that you might win the race, and Lit was certainly proved that point earlier on when, of course, he qualified on pole position in the T2 race. 10 wins from pole, 2 from second, 2 from third, so the front three have a relatively decent history. 1 win from fifth and 2 wins from sixth position. Most race winners by the drivers. Lewis Hamilton's won 6 Grand Prix, and he is a long, long way in front of Fernando Alonso and Nico Rosberg, who have had 2 respectively. Race winners by constructors, Mercedes have won 6, Ferrari 4, McLaren and Red Bull 3, and Renault 1 in 2005. Plenty of illustrious winners and plenty of illustrious moments throughout this circuit's long enough history. It's not a new circuit by any stage of the imagination anymore, and it's had certainly its dramatic moments. But do you think that this race, Tim, has the potential to be better than any F1 Chinese Grand Prix ever?
I don't know, maybe.
You'd like to hope so.
Yeah.
And we will see what happens qualifying coming up in a few minutes' time. We're going to go off air and we will be back when the qualifying session starts. I cannot wait for this one. The Chinese Grand Prix qualifying session is next. I don't speak Chinese, Tim. Anyway, good evening, everyone. Welcome back. It is absolutely chucking it down once again. It's almost like deja vu. It's like a glitch in the Matrix thing going on here. But it's not really deja vu, is it? It's not a glitch in the Matrix either, because it is the exact same situation as the T2 qualifying session. It is pouring, the old man is snoring, as the old nursery rhyme goes. Would he be snoring if a tree fell through his roof? Probably not. I don't know why I said that, but I did. Anyway, it's T1 qualifying. Hopefully no trees will be falling through any of our roofs this evening. And as I say that, like a tree just falls down, like falls out of the sky. But anyway, Mr. Storm and Tim in the commentary box this evening for T1 qualifying and the race. Rainy weather in both sessions, and the green flag is out at the end of the pit lane. Will we see movement in the garages? I believe there is some movement of AI strategy people, as Jack Nichols would say, typing on their computers. But no cars moving at the end of the pit lane. Good evening to you, Tim. How are you?
Good. But why don't you speak Chinese?
早上好中国，现在我有冰淇淋。
So you do speak Chinese, why did you say you didn't?
Oh, well, I don't speak fluent Chinese. Anyway, moving at the end of the pit lane, coming out onto the track first is Nexo. And Nexo was questioning whether it would be raining. There's your answer, my friend. Welcome to Next Gen by JL Rainy Weather. We haven't had a wet weather race in quite a long time. I don't even think we had one the entirety of last season. We didn't. So this is a new challenge, as the reigning and defending champion of the world is not coming out. I have mistaken him for his teammate, Nikon. Hopefully Yasko will be making moves and making ructions in the pit lane very soon. 16 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the only qualifying session of the T1 weekend. Next will hopefully be our first driver to set a lap time. And just like in T2 qualifying, the track is going to get better and will improve. And we're going to have a great session, I think. Wouldn't you say, Tim?
I'm confused.
Are we gonna have a good session?
Yes. Because people are on Indus already.
Makes sense.
And people are on wets. Do you like getting wet?
I am laughing at people reacting to the new Start Your Engines gif. People don't know that's Britney Spears. I'm not surprised, to be honest, seeing as that is from 24 years ago, basically. But like,
Yeah.
can you not make out what she's saying? Like,
Yeah, you can make
what's like the normal trend we have at the start of every week?
Yeah.
We do say Start Your Engines.
especially if you know it, then you should.
Exactly,
see.
yeah.
Also, who's starting a fly soon? I think someone is, but I forget. Oh, Nexo was, wasn't he?
Yeah, Nexo. Well,
Okay.
I'm going to ride on board with Nexo. Nexo's going to start off this qualifying session. Let's see what he is able to do. Big kick of Oster coming out of the final corner as he guns the throttle, goes up in the gears and puts his foot flat to the floor, coming in towards turn number 1. Will slightly brake and then trail brake his way through the rest of the complex. The corner is going slightly wide, which might affect his time slightly through the left-hander, and then will put his foot on the throttle marginally. Of course, don't do what some drivers did in T2 and spin out, lose the rear at the first second split. Nexo will set a 28.347, which of course for now is a purple sector split, very wide through turn 6, where of course Ricciardo got past Bottas in 2018, and then into the corner where Nikon, who's racing in this race tonight, nearly lost it all in T2. Nexo with a small kick of Oster as he flicks it through
Nikon
7
didn't
then
race in
into 8.
T2.
No, I
Litwa.
mean Litwa, sorry, yeah, Litwa, yeah.
I was about to say. Nikon doesn't
Yeah,
do
Freudian
that,
slip,
huh?
Freudian slip. Anyway, here comes Nexo up towards the middle sector split. It's been a solid enough lap for him so far. At that split, he sets a 1 minute 2.079 as then he comes in towards the short left-hander, and then the long right-hander as he comes down the back straight second gear, then into third. Then he will go into fourth, rising up to 200 kilometers an hour, and then puts his foot flat to the floor one more time as he hurtles down the back straight, and the rain is absolutely chucking it down. And it is really hard for the drivers to get a good lap together when the conditions are so bad, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah, it surely is.
Big lockup as well, 4 next, so in the Citroen Evian Motorsport cars. Then he comes up towards turn number 16. This lap hasn't been the best for him, but it will be our early benchmark in this qualifying session. 13.5 minutes to go. Next comes up to the line. We'll go first with a 1 minute 49.354. Next up is championship leader Bottas, who of course won the Australian Grand Prix last weekend, the season 2 champion.
He's called a mill now, apparently, but...
What is Bottas able to do? He's on the intermediate compound tyre and sets a 1 minute 47.758, and that is a blink lap time. What a lap it is.
It looks...
Absolutely.
This is how it looks.
The two Chevrolets, interesting enough, have gone out on the intermediate compound tyre. Only Marcel has gone out on that compound as well as Europolar. Yeah, Europolar flaunting the social credit livery tonight. Nikon goes into third position, nearly about 3 seconds off Bottas' time. Next up is, I believe, Sudsy Marmot. Yeah, Sudsy Marmot, of course, not in the Williams Esports livery this weekend. Using his proper team's livery, goes into third position, 1 minute 49.706. And then it is Ryan in the above. Of course, Ryan showed so much pace at the end of last season. Here he comes up towards the line. Will go into provisional pole position by a second.
And he all of a sudden makes me think the Inters might not be quicker after all.
Yeah, but that will change, you'd like to think, as the session will go on. So maybe not the right strategy choice from the Chevrolets, but maybe pointing themselves in the right direction as Ryan sets a fantastic lap to go to the top of the qualifying timesheets. Next up to the line is Marcel in the Social Credit Europol car. What is he going to set? It doesn't look like it's a quick lap. He goes into fifth, 1 minute 50.221. Then it is Litwell, also in the Social Credit car. He goes into third, using all of his T2 experience to grab a spot on the second row of the grid. Yeah, Jasko goes second. And then I believe Dean will be coming up towards the last couple of corners. There is a lot of traffic in front of him, though, and he will be slightly held up.
It's two Citroens there.
Yeah. Those two cars parted like the Red Sea, I have to say. But here comes Dean up towards the line. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough to beat Ryan's time. He said he's not the best in qualifying. He goes into fourth. Just about a tenth behind his teammate. The only two drivers who haven't set a lap time are Bath Destroyer and AF5. A fun session so far.
Citroens. It was not a car actually. It was Bath Destroyer in the special.
In the Able JM, yeah. Able JM. And there are a lot of special liveries, I have to say, this weekend.
Are there?
Of course, well, there's two, but yeah, that's not a lot. But there are two. We've got basically two social credit cars. The Europol is probably the more distinguishable one. Of course, they have that purple strip, which might make it hard to, if you're looking at a glance, the cars. I don't like how one of the default cars has that ugly, awful purple strip in them.
Yeah, I mean,
but here comes Ryan.
He's cars, but loads of cars it doesn't.
Yeah. I don't think Jasko's going again, but he does look like he's going quick. Bottas is actually 5/10 up in the first sector. Dean looks like he might be going again. Lit was a second up in the middle sector. Sudsy Marmot's not improving. Marcel's 1.5 seconds up, but he's invalidated his lap, and Nikon's in the pits. Bath Destroyer's also on a flying run. So it would be Jasko who's improving by 8.5 tenths as he is coming up towards the final corner. Where do you think this is going to put him, Tim? Probably P1.
Probably P1. I would be surprised if he wouldn't put it P1, I guess. But...
Well, he crashed out of qualifying in Australia. But it's a 1 minute 45.683 for Jasko. Litwa went into second and then went right back down to third. Next up to the line will be, let me see, Bath Destroyer in the Able PH car. Of course, that team was PHM last season. Now with a slight name change to Able JM Motorsports. Sorry, yeah,
it's a big name change, total name change.
Fair enough. Here comes Bath Destroyer up towards the line. What is this lap time going to hold for him? 6th position. Bottas goes into second, 1 minute 46.164. And then his teammate Dean didn't improve at all, but take us through his next run, Tim.
Let's see what he can do now. As I assume he's on the flyer at least. I'd be surprised if he wasn't. As I think this corners here at the start, those are important to get right. It's just quite interesting to see how competitive it is. His teammate is just totally off the track there. I don't know what happened with Bottas there, but he was just parked on the grass.
Maybe that was he didn't impede his teammate's lap, but it's quite an odd thing to do.
Yeah, especially, I mean, it would be against the rules, I think, from the top of my head. So, but let's see what Dennis lap is going. I mean, he does have to improve. I mean, Litva, no disrespect to Litva, but Litva does come from T2. He did just win there, of course, but still, a
He has the pace.
He has the pace, but a title contender should be able to get ahead of them. Realistically, we know who will be more in title contention.
Oh, massive slide for Dean there as he comes onto the back straight. Tokyo Drift. Even though we're not in Japan, we're in China, but still.
Yeah.
Beijing Drift. That doesn't have the same ring to it, to be fair.
Shanghai, is it? So.
Shanghai. Yeah, well, Beijing, Shanghai, other
That's
cities.
not the same at all.
I know it's not the same, but there are cities.
Oh, how? Oh my, jeez, that hairpin, you can cut half the hairpin, but
yeah,
still
you
have
can take a
one...
lot of road there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty skillful as well, because one small moment and you all feel four wheels off as Dean goes into.
Well, he goes into. Yeah, good luck from Dean. Coming up to the line next is Bottas, who is going to start another run. I'll take you through that. I think Nikon is on an outlap as well. So yeah, here comes Bottas coming up towards turns number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The long swooping right-hander, and Bottas taking a very nice line through there. Massive kick of oversteer, and he is Tokyo drifting his way around there. And that was brilliant skill there from the championship leader, who does back out of his lap, it looks like, and then spins.
Drifting, spinning, I don't know what he's doing.
The Tokyo Drift G's just
been
left
a danger to no one but himself there, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it looks
Nikon's on a flying run though.
It looks to be way too wet for the Inters actually, because if you see how easily you drift it, if you can get it spot on, I think the Inters are quicker, but as long as you don't get it spot on, you're miles off.
Absolutely, yeah. Nikon's improving by a second in the first sector, so maybe Nikon is on for a decent enough lap in the RUF Telecom car. His teammate is, of course, on provisional pole position. He's over 5 seconds slower than his teammate at the present moment. AFI still the only driver who hasn't set a lap time. He hasn't even ventured out of the garage once in this session. Bottas is backing out and going for another run probably, or he might come into the pits given the amount of fuel he might have left. Ryan is 3/10 up in the first sector. Bath Destroyer is not improving. Nexo's improved. Let me see. Marcel is about to start a flying run, but we are going to go back to Nikon, who's now 2 seconds up and has set apparently a purple middle sector. We'll find out. I don't think that's true,
I
to be
do
honest.
still wonder why on this track in game the seats are all empty.
You wouldn't know why. I mean, maybe COVID's happened again. I don't know. And actually, no. To be fair, if you do look at these two grandstands on the left and right hand side of the track, the seats are full. It's like the Etihad.
Some are just empty. Some are just filled.
Yeah.
Weird.
I think that's to display like the writing though that's on the seats. Fair enough. We don't know. We don't know Codemaster's reasoning. Nikon up to the line only improves to 8th, 2.4 seconds quicker than his personal best. Coming up to the line now is Ryan, and Ryan's 6/10 up. If Ryan finds a little bit more time in this final sector, he might be able to challenge for a provisional pole position using all the road on the inside, but invalidates his lap time at last.
That's a shame because he did
That
improve
is really
him.
bad. That's sad.
He would have been second there.
Yeah.
Let's see what else can happen here.
Who's coming up to the line next? Nexo, who's improving marginally by 34 thousandths of a second. Who else is out on track? Nikon's improving by 3/10 again, so Nikon is definitely on the march. Nexo runs wide but hasn't invalidated his time. Will it be an improvement by 7/10 of a second? He goes into 7th position with 1 minute 47.245.
Marcel's coming in for a lap. He's 2.5 seconds.
Yeah,
improving.
Marcel's absolutely
drifting
flying it
all
across
over.
the line. Goes into 5th. Not a bad lap from him, 1 minute 46.935. But we're into the squeaky bum time session, part of the session.
Destroyer improving a little here. As he goes into
He's-
3rd. That's an amazing
Yeah.
last sector because he won the same time in the last sector he won in the first two there.
That was incredible from Bath Destroyer. I was riding aboard him for the middle sector. It said he had set a purple sector time. I don't think that's true, but it's a great lap from him in the Able JM Motorsports car.
Let's see what...
Ryan's
Nikon
invalidated
is
another lap.
pitting now. That's a shame for Ryan there.
Ryan will probably have time to go back into the pits, though, so... Well, let's see. Yasko's on an out lap, Bath Destroyer's on an in lap. Bottas is still in the pits, so is his Chevrolet counterpart, Dean. Marcel is on a slow lap. Nexo's on a slow lap. Sudsy Marmot. Is Sudsy Marmot in the fine lap? As AFY finally comes out onto the track, he thinks he's Dale Earnhardt with the all-black helmet. I like that.
That's just, I don't know, I've got respect for people who just don't bother like special, same with football shoes, but helmets as well, just a plain simple helmet, nothing crazy.
Of course, he's not driving the number 3 Good Wrench all-black car, but he does have a black helmet, so AFY's new name is the Man in Black, and he will never be able to shake that off unless he changes his helmet.
He probably will change his helmet now, will he?
The luck of the draw, my friend.
But Tsutsumama there, he's not improving any time soon. He's gonna start a flyer now, is he? Yeah, he is.
But now the focus is well and truly on Jasko Kirill. 6 tenths clear at the front of the field, 1 minute 45.683. He's now in the intermediate compound tyre. He feels that the track is ready for the slightly less severe rain tyres. Will he be able to improve? Bath Destroyer went second. What a lap from him. So we'll see if Yasko's able to improve, because Bath Destroy might well be on the charge. First sector split for Yasko. He is 4 tenths up, and I think that's quite self-explanatory.
Yeah, sure he is.
Yasko, of course, crashed out of qualifying in Australia. Was probably one of the favourites to win the race, but was held behind by Dean in the Chevrolet. Yasko wanting his first race win of the season. His teammate Nikon has gone into the gravel on his outlap. I'm not sure how he's done that. We'll see what Nikon does. Yasko's a big slide coming through the first part of that double left-hander middle sector split. Is he still improving? You'd like to think the answer is yes. He's lost a tenth though, but is still finding 3 tenths of a second on this torturous and tricky, rainy Shanghai International Circuit.
Yeah, I think that's quite interesting to see, especially because I know a couple of cars, like both Chevrolet, who they only did their laps on inters, now are on wets. They think they can improve that way. Let's see how it will turn out.
Well, here comes Yasko in towards turn number 14 in that treacherous hairpin right corner. Look at the amount of skill it takes to use all the road there on the inside of the corner. And then in towards turn number 16 he comes. Fourth gear, 145 kilometers an hour. Will it be enough for Yasko to improve? The answer is, of course it is. 1 minute 45.290. Now it's over to Bottas, who's on the full wet compound tyre. What is he able to do at the first sector split? The time is a 27.186. A 2/10 improvement. Needs to find 9 tenths though to have any chance of getting onto provisional pole position. Litwa has improved, I think, slightly. He remains in 7th. Coming up to the line next is Nikon, who's on an outlap, and AFY is on a flying run as well. He apparently has set a purple middle sector on the wet compound tower. We'll see what the Man in Black is able to do. Riding still on board with Bottas, though, as he comes through that double left-hand corner kink, where, of course, Yasko had his big moment on his last run in the session. Yasko's not improving, but Bottas has found 6 tenths in the middle sector, and not only has to find around a tenth to get onto provisional pole position 1 end to the session, that would be.
Yeah, surely Wiz, as we also know that Charlie or AFY, however you call him, is about to cross the line soon. The session is officially ended. Let's see what AFY can do right now.
Third place. What a lap from him. Congratulations to AFY. We'll see what he's able to do in the race. But now Bottas coming into the last 3 corners. 2 proper corners and 1 kink. Didn't get pole position in Australia, but certainly won the race. Will he be able to get pole position in a rain-soaked China into the left-hander to round off the lap? Will it be pole position for the championship leader? Yes, it is! A 1 minute 44.643. The other drivers.
Yasko is not improving at all.
Let's see if Dean's improving. That's the big thing. Dean has improved by a tenth in the middle sector, so it doesn't look like Dean's going to get pole position either. Up to the line next is, I believe...
We've still got Ryan on track, but I don't know how much he's improving.
Ryan, we'll find out what Ryan's doing. It's Litwa who's coming into the final corner now. Let's see what Litwa's able to do. He's improving by 6 tenths. The T2 race winner up to the line now. He goes into 4th. What a lap from Litwa.
Now we've got Ryan.
So we'll see what Ryan's able to do. He was on provisional pole position earlier on the session, invalidated his lap time there in his last run. What can Ryan do? P2! Great lap from him. Now it's Dean. Dean only had a marginal improvement in the middle sector. Qualifying isn't his strong suit. Up to the line he comes. He goes third. And that is most probably qualifying because Nikon's not improving. So you have our grid for the Chinese Grand Prix. Bottas on pole position, Ryan in second, Dean third, Yasko fourth, and we are in for an absolutely incredible race. The Inters were not the call, says Bottas. We are certainly in for a cracking race. Will he be able to get his second race win of the season? Of course, 10 of the 17 Chinese Grand Prix have been won from pole. Fortune might shine very, very favourably on the Finn, who was qualified on pole position for the second race of the season and his first pole of season 5. Tim, what a qualifying.
What a qualifying that surely was.
Here's your order, though. A mixed grid in terms of tyre compound. It's fair to say Bottas on pole by 0.5 of a second from Ryan in second in the above on the intermediates. Dean was third, Yasko fourth, the second row on wets and intermediates, the third row on wets and intermediates, the fourth row on wets and intermediates, Baftasroy, Litwa, AFY, and Marcel occupying those 2 rows. Next zone, Sudsy Mont were 9th and 10th. Nikon rounds out the grid in 11th. Another terrible session for him as he is at the very back of the grid. What a race this could be. The Chinese Grand Prix is next.
Yeah, surely is. And I mean, the qualifying, it was interesting. It's quite interesting to see how Nikon has fallen with the game switch.
We'll see what he's able to do.
I mean, qualifying was his strong suit last season, wasn't it?
It
well, no, it
was
wasn't.
sort of. He had some good qualifying results, but he wasn't the best.
No.
Well, I mean, I will take us through his last
did come
5
back
qualifying
a lot,
results.
though. He
did, yeah. His last 5 qualifying results in season 4, 6th, 13th, 6th, 7th, and 6th. His race results, 1st, 3rd, 2nd, 2nd, and 7th. So hopefully, for his sake, he'll be able to get that pace back. Good evening to you. It is the Chinese Grand Prix, round 2 of 15 in season 5. Next Gen by JL and Mr. Storm, joined in the commentary box by Tim this evening. We've already had a fantastic T2 race. Now the focus is on T1. And I feel it coming in the air tonight. This is going to be a fantastic race.
Surely will be, and the championship leading team and the championship leader, of course, already got that 1 point in the bag. Now they just want 26 more points here. With the Bottas probably. So let's see whether they can pull that off. Can Bottas drive from pole to a win like Litwa did? Or will he be struggling with his concurrents?
Well, let's see what's going to happen. The formation lap is coming up. Let's take a look at what compound the grid have all started on. Unsurprisingly, just like T2, it's the wets, but we are expecting that maybe 2 stoppers will come into this race, of course, to go on to the intermediates, and then to go on to the dries towards the end of the race. Here is your grid. If you miss qualifying, Bottas is on pole position, Ryan second in the above. Dean is third, Yasko fourth in the second row, third row, Baftasroy and Litwa. Row 4 is AFY and Marcel. Next row is 9th, Sudsy Mom at 10th. Nikon a long way behind in 11th position. Tim, predictions?
I'd say just go for that Bottas can pull it off until the end of the race.
Well, in this qualifying session, we exceeded the average gap in the 17 qualifying sessions in China. The average gap throughout the Chinese Grand Prix history in qualifying, 3.3 of a second. We went to 0.5 of a second in that qualifying session, and interestingly enough, in T2, it was 59 thousandths of a second. So we'll see what happens in this one. Of course, T2 race winner Litwa is in 6th position. We'll see what he's able to do, as Bottas thinks he's in race trim and has absolutely legged the field in the formation lap.
Yeah, I mean, I'd not recommend that to him, but he chose for it.
Well, we'll see what he does. And of course, if he does win the race, he'll join such brilliant winners of the Chinese Grand Prix like Rubens Barrichello, Nico Rosberg, Lewis Hamilton, Jenson Button, Sebastian Vettel, and of course the newest addition to that list, Max Verstappen, who of course won the race this year. Lewis Hamilton's the most race wins around this track with 6. Mercedes are the most wins around the track as well with also 6. 10 wins from pole. That does give a good sign towards Bottas though if he does do well. And Dean is doing what one of the drivers did in the T2 formation lap, going onto the grass and nearly spinning like Alain Prost in 1991. He didn't spin, but he did go on the grass for whatever reason, as Bottas has already lined up in his grid spot.
That's an interesting choice, a choice I probably wouldn't have made if I'm gonna be real honest.
Well, he was disqualified and he was set back a little bit last week, and he'll now have to wait about 30 to 45 seconds for the entire grid to form. Ryan is second in the above, Dean is third in the Chevrolet, Jasko is fourth, the reigning and defending champion in the RUF Telecom car in his second race for the team. But are you ready, Tim?
I surely am. The question is, are the drivers ready?
Probably.
Is
the camera angle
isn't
ready? No!
Absolutely not a chance.
We have a spin, I believe. Sudsy Marmot's been disqualified. The last driver coming up to their grid spot now is AFY.
Yes.
But we are ready to go for the Chinese Grand Prix.
As we go
Race
onboard
2 of the season. We go to 1, we go to 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 red lights. The Chinese Grand Prix is underway. As in T2, they all get off to a tentative stop, but Bottas will have the whole shot coming down in towards turn number 1. Ryan will be second in the above. They are all in single file, except for AFY and Litwood battling. Nexo has gone very far off the track as he goes down into last position. Bath Destroyer gets past Jasko for 4th position, as Bath Destroyer now trying to make a move on Dean in the Chevrolet, but the front three is as you were as it was in qualifying, from Bottas, from Ryan, and from Dean in 3rd position. Nexo and Nikon battling for P10. Nikon gets that move done, but at the first sector split, Bottas has the whole shot. Bottas leads the Chinese Grand Prix.
And that's almost Bath Destroyer losing it there.
Yeah, and Jasko's around. Jasko's spinning. Jasko. Litwa's got a 10-second time penalty. And I'm not sure what's happened there. But now Jasko's down to 9th, and Nikon has made his way up to 8th. Litwa with a 10-second time penalty in 5th.
Yeah, but the visibility is horrendous for
Yeah.
the drivers.
And we'll see what happens, because of course that might be a massive problem throughout this race. Litwa 5th, AFY 6th, Marcel in 7th position. That's the battle for the 10 championship points. But Bottas now a second clear of Ryan in the above for the start of this race.
Yeah, and Ryan almost second clear of Dean already.
So we'll see what occurs within the next 27 laps. Bottas pulling the pin at the start of the race. Ryan pulling the pin on Dean. Dean pulling the pin on Bath Destroyer. Bath Destroyer pulling the pin on Litwa. Not so on so forth, because look how close AFY is to Litwa. Might have a small look down the inside. What can the Season 1 champion do? Sees a gap, goes for it, can't make the move though.
The drivers who were battling each other in Season 1, now they're battling again here in China.
In Season 5, Bottas completes the first lap in the lead. Jasko is in 8th position, got past Nikon. Now AFY gets past Litwa, and the door might open for Marcel, of course, to try and see if he can get into P6 in the Europol.
Yeah, he couldn't get past the teammate too far down, but now he's gonna try for it.
Oh, contact made nearly with his teammate there. They bang side pods. But nothing majorly bad happens for the 2 Europol social credit cars there. Marcel goes right up the inside of Litwa, trying to get that move done. Can't. Massive kick of oversteer. And that is, of course, the risk of making these overtakes on such a slippery surface. It's a game of do you dare, I suppose.
Surely is.
But early on, Bottas legging it at the start. Ryan in second, Dean in 3rd position. The front three exactly as they were in qualifying. Bath Destroyer in 4th, AFY 5th. Litwa 6th for a 10-second time penalty. Marcel in 7th. Jasko's 8th and right on the back of his rival in the Europol car, Nikon 9th. Nexo 10th, Sudsy Marmot is in 11th position. Possible race strategies: you'll be pitting around lap 15 to 18 if you're staying on the wets. That's not going to be the case, because of course it will dry out towards the end of the Grand Prix. Jasko getting very close now to the back of Marcel, who has a huge slide coming onto the back straight.
Yeah, and Litwa has helmet af. Litwa doesn't want to compensate his race, but he kinda has to with his 10-second time penalty, doesn't he?
Look at AFY trying to break the gap there on Litwa. Of course, Litwa will be down in dead last at the moment due to his massive time penalty for his collision with Jasko on the opening lap.
If I were Litwa, I would let my teammate pass here. Because if his teammate doesn't have, and then just defend, his teammate doesn't have a penalty. Ryan with the fastest lap now.
You'd like to think that'd be the smart option. Marcel probably needs to get past, because there is a hard charging and very angry Jasko in 8th.
Yeah, he's looking for that move there. And he's making it!
And he makes it! He makes it! What a move there from Yasko to get into 7th. Marcel will hold it around the outside, slipping and sliding. Yasko with a great block pass to finish it off. And Yasko moves into 7th position, so maybe Litwa not letting his teammate past has slightly backfired for Europol, as Yasko himself is slipping and sliding coming out of turn number 4.
It is pretty slidey here. It's AFI who finds himself ahead of Litwa there. Litwa is quite close to him, but not close enough for a move. Especially
AFI,
with the danger of Yasko. Look at how close Yasko is already getting there.
Yasko is a frightening opponent to be up against in any conditions, but given how quick he was in qualifying, slightly unlucky not to get pole with the strategy choice going on to the intermediates, but he is a frightening opponent. When he's angry like this, when he's been pushed down the field like this, you better not get in his way. And Litwa doing very well defending against him. We'll see when it ends, though.
Yeah. And they will probably trying to do everything, and if Litwa gets the opportunity, of course, trying to back him a bit into WTF maybe even, given an overtake there for Massa. If he can do that, that'd be great for the driver.
Well, Yasko isn't making the move on Litwa yet. Bottas 1.5 seconds clear at the front of the field as we start lap 4 of this Chinese Grand Prix here in T1.
Yeah, obviously got the AFI train here.
Yeah. T2's race winner Litwa is pretty comfortable in 6th position at the moment, holding off the 2-time reigning and defending champion Yasko.
They're a bit wide there at the corner.
Well, Yasko made a great move into this corner on the last lap. Doesn't go for it on this one, however, probably too far back to make a sensible enough move. Litwa sees a gap, maybe on AFY to try and get past. Can't make it. AFY holding up at the front of the trolley train, doing very well in 5th position.
Yes, in the meantime, it's Yasko. Yasko looks to be having more pace than Litwa here, but it's a bit of
Look
a
how
short
quick
straight.
he is.
The
Will he dive it up the inside? Litwa with a great bit of defending there.
And Yasko was thinking of it, but he didn't. It chose to not make it eventually. And now look at that. WDF has a run now all of a sudden.
Yeah, but Marcel can't really capitalise on it.
Yeah, he can't. So we're back to square one.
Well, I suppose we were always at square one, thing as nobody made it past there, but you'd like to think that this train will eventually blow up, or someone will decide to pull the pin and make a move. Will it be Litwa? It doesn't look like it. Will it be Yasko? He seems like the likely opportunist.
Yeah, but
he can't get past Litwa.
I think with a good exit.
Oh, contact! Contact there! It's all kicked off! Litwa and AFY make contact again, and Yasko says, thank you very much, I'm going from 7th to 5th.
And some contact there between AFI and Litwa brings an easy opportunity there for Yasko.
The opportunist strikes slightly earlier than you would have thought, but now he has to make up 7 seconds to get to Bath Destroyer. Litwa isn't done yet, though. We'll go right away around the outside.
AFI is looking there right behind for an opportunity as he is now.
AFI is going to get it. AFI is going to get it. Litwa might have the better traction. They go side by side coming into turn 16. AFI has the lead on track. Litwa doesn't dive up the inside, though. A sensible move from our earlier winner in T2, as now Yasko can finally get away. As Marcel gets past Litwa.
And he's got momentum. He's got momentum. He might make a move on AFI here. He's just a bit too far off, is he?
Marcel probably has to do the over and under move here, trying to get past AFY with every bit of the racecraft he's acquired over his career. Can't get it done. AFY is like Senna against Mansell at Monaco in '92, an absolute bus when he's not being in collisions though. Oh, what a move that is. That's brilliant. Contact made though.
Contact there, yeah.
Yeah. Litwa might be able to capitalize, he doesn't, and that's the risk with this track. Do you go for the risky moves in these very, very dangerous conditions, of course, or do you sit out and wait? Marcel struggling through turn number 7, they're slipping and sliding, but Yasko has already made up a second on Bath Destroyer, and already 2 seconds on Marcel, AFI and Litwa.
Yeah, and you can just see the pace difference between those drivers, and it is Yasko who is, of course, he should be challenging at the front, and it's not strange he's making a big gap quite quickly on them. He just got stuck behind because a good move still takes time.
But he's already made 2 seconds up on Bath Destroyer in this one lap alone, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that surely is the case.
We'll never count Yasko out. Still a long way to go in this one as Bottas will start lap 6 of 28 in this Chinese Grand Prix.
And AFY is going for the move there.
He does make it. Will Marcel get the traction on the exit? Yes, he does. AFY nearly spins out. Litwa might see a chance as AFY nearly loses the car on that small portion of straight. 3/10 the gap between them. Bottas, though, increasingly going quicker at the front, nearly now 2 seconds in front of Ryan in the Abarth and P2. Litwa maybe sees an opportunity. There is a gap there to go up the inside. Litwa sees it. Litwa goes first. Litwa gets it to 7th. Will have to hold it around the outside. Cuts back to the inside. Brilliant bit of blocking there from AFY. He saw that coming and he defended that so well.
Now he's struggling for traction there, but he made it again.
And now Nikon, Nexo and Sudsy Marmot are also in this battle as Litwa sees a gap towards the inside. AFY defends it again as Marcel now just starting to eke away from that group.
Yeah, in the meantime, it's need the other drivers at the back also catching up now. It's once again an AFI train here.
The AFI trolley train, the man in black train.
But this time he's not in 5th but in 7th. But he's someone who seems to be falling down the others slowly.
Yeah, we'll see what happens to AFY later on in this race. Nikon is behind Litwa, Nexo is behind Nikon, Sudsy Marmot is behind Nexo. That's the battle going on between 7th all the way down to 11th. At the front of the field though, Bottas now has a 2-second lead on Ryan at the front.
And Jasko has catched up to Destroy.
Yeah, he's caught up 7 seconds in 2 laps, and look how much he's gaining in a straight line. If I were Bath Destroyer, I wouldn't really fight this, and it doesn't look like Bath Destroyer is defending this too much.
This is not the battle for Bath Destroyer to fight.
No, absolutely not.
He will lose time with it and his tires with it, and it's not worth it. He will lose it anyway.
Yeah,
And
Yasko makes the move to get into P4. Yeah,
I think he knows, because if he didn't know, he probably would have stuck it up the inside here.
and now we are in an exact repeat. Or sort of, not just yet, but now there's 9 seconds between the drivers that fought it out for this very place last week. 3rd position between Dean and Yasko. Find out what happens if Yasko's able to close that gap to his Chevrolet rival in his 2nd race in the league. The battle for 7th, though, heating up, because Nikon getting very close to Litwa. Litwa closing up very quickly to AFI.
It surely is. It's quite interesting to see what will turn out here. Anyone can all of a sudden make a move, and that could change the whole dynamic of this train.
What's Litwa going to do? He closes up so quickly coming down into turn 6, I have to say, but just can't make that move.
Yeah, every time he just gets close, but then if I gets a bit away again, a bit of time on him again, and just manage to block the next move off again. And I think if Litwa is quicker, but AFI is defending it great, and every time he's slowing down Litwa so much that he can get the better exit again on the next corner or straight. And I think that's the secret why it's rather easy for him. In the meantime, it's Marcel who's also catched up there to Bath Destroy now.
He has, yeah, and we'll see if Marcel's able to make that move. Bath
Bath
Destroyer
Destroy must have
down
made
the
a
field.
moment. He must have had a moment, otherwise he would not lose 6 seconds so easily.
Or he's just lost a lot of confidence in these last couple of laps. Let's not forget he was 7 seconds in front of Yasko and lost it within 2 laps. Now Marcel is coming for 6th position. Will be forced to go the long way around. But we'll get the move done for 5th. Bath Destroyer fights back though, using all the road he can. But Marcel has the traction. Marcel into 5th. Bottas sets yet another fastest lap. Big slide on the exit for Marcel, but it probably won't impact him too much. Now AFY is fighting with Bath Destroyer, and now it's a fight that involves 6th, and that was a very risky move from Bath Destroyer as he slightly, he braked a little bit too early and nearly caused AFY to go into the back of him.
And AFI all of a sudden just decides to leave the train behind, it seems.
Yeah.
Or just get someone else into the train.
Yeah, he's just recruiting someone else for
He's
the
just
massive
recruiting
adventure.
members.
Yeah.
He's trying to re-recruit Marcel probably soon.
Oh, Bath Destroyer's letting Litwa past, and Nikon.
He's got...
So Bath
Oh!
Destroyer knows this isn't his fight.
And he's forced Tsushima there off the track.
I'm not sure what's happened to him.
There was a moment there, Bath Destroyer just snapped a bit to the left there where Tsushima was driving. He had to leave the track. Now Tsushima there from 10th to 11th and 4 seconds behind now. Not the best moments of Bart Destroy there, even being real honest, but let's see how it will turn out eventually for him, as due to this train Tsuchimamo can catch up. It's just, it's almost a safety car, but the safety car is
Yeah.
above.
And the safety car is going quite quickly around the track instead of going around 200 kilometers an hour maximum.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't seen a safety car this entire race weekend, which is very interesting.
I think
And as it stands as well, we'd be on for 4 races in a row in both tiers. Dean's pitting.
What tire is he gonna
Dean,
choose?
I'd say intermediates, but that's a very big gamble. His Yasko will go into third. He does go onto intermediates there. So the Chevrolet man pits. Oh no, sorry, he's gone on to another set of wets.
Another set of wets. No massive surprise there. In the meantime, Nexa and Bart Destroy are changing positions every 2 seconds now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens there. Everyone goes past Dean. Dean will rejoin, it looks like, in 10th place. And nearly gets collected by Bath Destroyer on the exit of the pit lane.
Yeah. As the question is, can these guys battling hold up Dean and get Yasko even closer to the position?
For Dean's sake, hopefully not. He is going to drag alongside one, that's Bath Destroyer, and will then try and get past Nexo for P9 and then P8.
But they're just battling
yeah,
their
Bath
own
Destroyer lets him
battle,
pass. Bath Destroyer.
Bart Destroyer backs out, but otherwise they just probably kept on battling. But now Nexa goes wide, and that's an easy move again for
You'd like to think it's an easy move, but it's easier said than done going around the outside. They nearly make contact. They do make slight contact with their 2 wheels. But Dean and Nexo not getting into collision crucially
in the
for them.
meantime got past Bart Destroyer.
I'm not sure if Bath Destroyer's letting everyone pass, but I'm like, what's going on? I don't know.
You'd almost say he's like got an engine failure every now and then.
Yeah.
Look, now he's losing. Now he lost like almost. Look, now he lost a second again.
He's lost 2 seconds. Yeah, he's lost 2 seconds to
See what I mean? It's almost like his engine's just failing every now and then.
Maybe he's got problems with his equipment. Bottas is still setting fastest laps. And I find that absolutely remarkable. He's been in a league of his own tonight. He's 4 seconds clear of Ryan, and he is well and truly on for the Grand Chelem so far. Dean is closing up on next, so will he be able to get past into the hairpin of turn 14? Doesn't look like it. And he will spend at least another corner behind him. Can he get the traction? No, he doesn't. And every bit of time he spends behind Nexo, Yasko gains a little bit of net track position.
Yeah. It's just Dean has to make a move soon if he wants to be on that podium.
I'm not even sure why he pit in the first place, but there is a gap up the inside. Nexo really shouldn't fight this. Nexo doesn't fight it. Dean is into 8th position. Next up on the hunt is Nikon in 7th position, then Litwa in 6th.
Yes, realistically, Nexo did just do something Dean probably is not too happy about, because this gives Yasko an opportunity, this battle.
There was still a big gap between them though. I don't think Yasko would have made up all that time.
No, not
in
all
just
of
one
it,
lap. But some of it.
Quite a bit of it. Surely he won like 2 seconds there.
But I don't know why Dean has pit when the track is going to get drier as the race has gone on. It's not as... the rain isn't as intense as it was at the start.
Yeah, I mean...
I've noticed that.
Surely you'd like just wait a bit longer, just go for the inters then.
Maybe Dean was really struggling with the wets. You never know. We'll find out maybe at the end of the race what's going on in his mind and what Chevrolet have been planning. But Bottas isn't pitting. Bottas is staying out, and Bottas is very, very comfortable in the lead of this race as he starts lap 11 of 28 in the Chinese Grand Prix.
In the meantime, Marcel is being catched up by AFY. In the meantime, the train is kind of fallen apart. If you've noticed, it's just that Above and the Europols again.
Yeah. We'll see what happens in that respective battle, though. Marcel with a massive moment coming out of turn 16, and AFI now has the chance to get into 4. Using all of his battery coming down the home straight. Will not be able to get the move done on the straight, but maybe senses an opportunity into turn 1. Has a small look up the inside. And there is a gap forming, which he could get into very quickly. Marcel holds on to 4th. Sudsy Moments also got past Nexo in the meantime. Nexo dropping down into 10th position, but AFY look very, very strong now, all of a sudden.
Surely it looks strong there indeed. As although it's only P10 and 9, still Can
Have
you
you
fight me?
disconnected?
Yeah, can you fight me?
This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, like I said, I need to contact my
Your
internet
internet
provider, but
provider.
I was away all week, so I couldn't contact them.
Fair enough. Tim was hallucinating, he told me earlier.
Yeah, we were talking about it on the tip to raise a little.
Yeah. And the behind the scenes stuff. You can only get behind the scenes access to commentary. You're in the race commentary voice chat on the Discord. Hello to everyone watching on YouTube, and of course hello to everyone listening on the Discord. If you're driving, oh, by the way, Boss Ass, give us a little wiggle. You're listening to us. Ah, there you go. He's being very tentative about it, though.
Well, yeah, but what me,
Understandably.
he's taking
Understandably.
risks with a wheel.
Yeah. I essentially have Boss Ass's entire race in my hands. If he wiggles too much, he crashes. He dies. Yeah, AFY's got past Marcel. Now that's very interesting. Look how close Litwa is to the back of his teammate now. Tim, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back now. That we can
Okay,
see
good.
that. Hey, Litwa's all of his teammates. AFY stayed ahead, but that's also Marcel driving.
Marcel sees a gap, contact made. Litwa might be able to get in up the inside of AFY. They make contact. They make further contact. Yeah. That is not fun at all, but Litwa can't get the move done. AFY with another massive slide and another and another.
AFY is struggling there, but Litwa also now, you see. In the meantime, it's Dean who's catched up to them. He's past Nikon already.
Yeah, Dean's caught up a loss and goes into the back of Litwa there. They both understeered into turn 6, and now Dean's fighting for P6. Will go right all the way around the outside in towards the long swooping left-hander of turn 7. Can't make the move. Tries to go underneath him to go around the outside. Comes back to the inside. Can't make the move. That would have been a great overtake. Hi, Boss Ass. Yeah, look at him go. He's being very cautious about that. Anyway, we'll not bother Boss Ass for a few more. Now look how close Dean is to Litwa, and Dean is taking his time with this. He's taking his sweet time. Now goes up the inside. Might go into the side of AFY. Still can't get the move done on Litwa, and every time he battles, he allows Yaska to get a little bit more of that gap caught up. Dean finally gets past Litwa, but they're still going side by side down the straight. Both of them using overtake, both of them dragging themselves all the way down the back straight. Litwa gets past Dean, and there's nothing he can do.
Litwa doesn't
and AFY
want
gets
to
past
lose
Marcel.
the position. If Litwa loses the position, he might not be able to catch up to the guys ahead again. So I understand why he's defending. He's not defending specifically just because he wants to hold up Dean, because he's got nothing to win there, but he's got something to win by not having a car between him and his teammate.
It's a 4-way fight for P4, and it really should only be a 3-way fight. Dean probably thinking to himself now, I made the wrong strategy choice. Yeah. But we'll see what's going on as he goes into the back of Litwa, and that's surely an end plate loss. Yeah, I think
it is.
An end plate going on in the background, yeah.
As Dean his race there.
And that is very unfortunate for him now in the Chevrolet, as his race
goes
from questionable strategy decision to bad.
I think he just didn't have enough grip to fully brake there. And Litwa Litwa was braking a bit early to not have too much risk there, and Dean in the meantime was planning on braking a bit later there. And with the wet weather,
it's not really surprising though. It's not really surprising that Dean didn't have enough grip though, because of how difficult it is to get the car stopped in these conditions. And with everyone sliding about, as we mentioned in the T2 stream, this is a real test of a driver's skill. And so far, we've been doing really, really well. No driver has an off moment. No drivers struggle to the point that they physically can't drive the car without spinning. They're doing very well. Now look at Litwa trying to go the inside of his teammate. Will Marcel see? They make contact. They bang wheels. Here comes Dean right around the outside, going all the way onto the dirty side of the track, going onto the curb on the outside. Still can't make the move.
And Dean's just struggling.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, really, really sweltering in the furnace heat.
He must be.
Now
he and the team must be regretting the choice they made there.
Now look at Litwa. Gaining on Marcel. Can't make that move.
In the meantime, it's even Nikon might even catch up if this continues for long.
As you say that, he's in a battle with Sudsy Mom and is really struggling for grip, and Sudsy Mom will go up the inside into turn 16, can't pull off the move just for the risk that if they collided, it could be fatal. Now they'll
In the
drag each other
meantime,
down the
Dean
front
is
straight.
now again all over Litwa.
He has to make this move now, and there's a gap up the inside, but he can't go for it, he can't fit through it.
He's too
And
far
this,
down again.
yeah, if you're Dean at the moment, you're getting really, really frustrated. And you're
Yeah.
going to have to bank on a Litwa mistake, maybe. Because Lit was defended really well.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, Dean, I doubt he's now in the podium contention.
Oh, he sees a gap, goes up the inside, and just about makes it. Litwa will have the traction, goes into his side pod, and Litwa finally cedes the place by his own big mistake.
And
And now the
Marcel
focus is well and
all
truly on Marcel and AFI.
I'm also going for the move there. On the inside, if I blocked
Here
it up
come-
on time. But that's
And Dean
all
around
he
the
did.
outside. This
Dean-
might open the door for Litwa again, you never know.
Yeah, look at that. Litwa's catched up again. He lost quite some time with that poor exit there, but now he's catched up again.
And Lit was not going to be happy with the move that Dean made because it wasn't the cleanest from the Brit, I have to say. It wasn't the cleanest from the British Bazooka, who I have to say is really earning that nickname there of a real torpedo/bazooka move. The rain is starting to ease up, have you noticed that, Tim?
Yeah, it is a little, but it's just parts of the track it seems, because this part looks to be really wet.
Dean goes up the inside of Marcel for P5. This time he will make the move and Marcel will not be able to use traction to his advantage. Dean makes up 2 places and gets past 2 Europods on the 1 lap. We're at the halfway stage of the Chinese Grand Prix now, lap 15 of 28. Dean's next victim, AFY, but he's lost so much time battling these 4.
Yeah, and a front wing end plate. This will come and bite him later in the race for sure.
See what happens. Sudsy Marmot has decided to pit, and I'm not sure if this is a routine stop to go on to intermediates or whether he's going to go on to another set of full wets. He's most likely going to rejoin in P10.
And he's throwing on another set of wets.
So the driver's not confident enough to go on to the intermediates. Bottas now 8.2 seconds clear
In
at the front of the
meantime,
race.
Dean was looking for a move on the outside there, but just not close enough to actually get it. It was blocked off by AFI, but now he's got the inside. But again, he's forced to the outside, and again, again there. In
This
fact, it's
is
Marcel.
honestly-
Marcel is now catched up to him there.
Yeah, it's honestly so risky to go for a move around the outside of any of those corners due to such the big loss of grip.
Yeah, but AFI is forcing him to go to the outside. It's the only chance that AFI is giving him.
Yeah. What can Dean do? Sees a gap to the inside, goes for the gap up the inside. He is a master of overtaking and finally gets into 4th position after so many laps of trouble and turmoil. He now has the ability to chase down Yasko and close that gap slightly to make sure he stays in 3rd position when it comes to the pit stops.
Yeah, I don't know
Yasko
how long
stays
a pit
out, of
stop
course.
is, eh?
Well, now look at AFI, because AFI is using his battery. Dean doesn't have much of it left, and AFI is going to fly past Dean again, getting into 4th position. And Dean's efforts utterly useless as he then goes to the inside. Maybe not useless after all. Does he have the traction? The answer is yes.
Amazing stuff there from Dean. I did not expect that to happen, but there comes AFI again down the inside now.
Contact, mate. This is a fantastic battle. This is brilliant racing. This is next gen by JL. Here comes Marcel, maybe. Might be able to get past his rival in the Chevrolet. Does back out of it. Doesn't go for a silly maneuver as they start lap 16 of 28.
And honestly,
Nexo pits.
You love to see this.
This is brilliant racing, and Dean will try to go the long way around AFY. Once again, AFY has a massive spin of oversteer there. The rears are really being the bane of everyone's existence in this race so far. Here comes Dean again, has to go the long way around into turn number 6, goes to the inside, and that is a fantastic move. AFY gives him all the room necessary, and that's
in the meantime.
That's the move of a champion from Dean. That is simply superb.
Amazing move there. And next one's shooting for the Inters there. Let's see. Now we can see how well or
The Inters
how
run.
bad the Inters are.
Well, we'll see what the front men do, because Bottas, of course, hasn't pit, Ryan hasn't pit, Yasko hasn't pit. We'll see what Bottas is going to do now. Bottas stays out.
I don't know how long these guys last, if I'm gonna be real honest.
They could last, theoretically, about 20 laps. They could last the whole race. It is recommended you pit with them, though. Ryan will stay out. Yasko will most likely stay out. That would be the wise decision from Yasko. He stays out. Dean's already pissed. But now AFY probably won't be able to get past Dean for P4 this lap. So this battle probably over.
Yes.
He's gaining very quickly though. He might be able to have a small chance. Looks to the inside. Doesn't get the move done. Gets very close to the rear of the Chevrolet. Can't get it done though.
The effort was there.
I have to say it's been a very valiant performance from AFY there.
Sure
As
is.
Marcel's pissed.
What tires you gonna strap on? Will you go for another set of wets or the Inters? Have we seen Nexo?
I don't know. I
Nexo
really don't know.
car on the Inter so far. I'd stay out a little bit longer to just see what Nexo does.
I think it's another set of wets. It's another set of
Yeah.
wets for Marcel.
Yeah, I'd just stay out to see how the Inters
Yeah.
work for Nexo.
Nexo is the biggest guinea pig on the planet.
Yeah, and yet he's not last.
Yeah. Bath Destroyer's last, if you can't see that already.
And he is yet to pit as well. He might just go for the fastest lap just to not give anyone else a point.
I mean, Bottas is going to be very hard to beat in that department.
True, but if you get the right tire on the right conditions, maybe it's worth the effort for him if he doesn't get close again.
Hmm.
In the meantime, Bottas could be pitting here, but he isn't. What?
Well, we are now within the last 11 laps of this race. Bottas leads from Ryan in second. Ryan utterly powerless to stop Bottas in first position.
In the
Yaska
meantime-
is in third.
In the meantime, Litva is still close to AFY.
And Dean's, sorry Tim, but Dean's losing time to Yasko. Dean is losing further and further time to
He's got
Yasko.
no
And this
front
is,
wing end plate. That's,
yeah, that is the
that's
big
hurting
reason
him.
why. But it was such a bad decision really to pit for no
Yeah.
real reason. I'm not sure what he was thinking.
And he still has
He
to-
pits again.
Yeah, and he might snap on a new front wing as well, to be honest.
Yeah, that might be. You might sense he's going on to
Oh,
intermediates
he
here.
does.
Dean's out.
He retires. I would.
Maybe. Yeah,
That's-
that's very
that's some
unfortunate. We'll
easy
see what's going
point.
on here.
That would be some. There are some easy points just thrown away there by the team, just retiring
Yeah,
the
but
car.
potentially,
If I
he
throw it
does
on the
maybe have
Inters.
to go.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
I
flies
throw
on
the
interest. Yeah. Potentially, Dean has to go for some reason,
I don't know, but he's.
but
out.
that is very important.
And now it's just for Bob Destroy. It's literally just driving and get a point.
Hmm.
I mean, he's already, his team is on 0 points, so he'd be scoring the team's first point, but could be valuable.
1 point is better than none.
Exactly. In the meantime, Nexo has lost time to Satsuma Armot, so I'm not too sure if the Inters are actually quicker.
We're into the last 10 laps of this one now. Bottas has led every single lap. He's led from the start. He has been absolutely impeccable. And if he wants to win the championship, these are massive results in the early stage of the season.
Yeah.
Of course, this is the longest championship we've ever had. And there are 13 races to go. And still a lot of time for Bottas to retire, to have luck like he did in Season 4. But this has been the perfect start for him. He's been impeccable.
And that is very much true. He's been great this whole race.
Now the field... actually, the rain is now stopping. I think you could be going on to intermediates within the next couple of laps here.
Probably.
Or you decide to stick it out until... Litwa and Nikon pit lit. So they've decided definitely to go on to the intermediates. Yeah, Litwa goes on to the intermediates, and so does Nikon. So these are the first high-profile runners who, albeit are half a minute behind Yasko, to go onto the intermediate compound tyre. Marcel sets the fastest up, so the track is getting drier as we speak. What would you do if you were Bottas at the moment? Would you go onto intermediate to stick it out until the dries come?
I'd say stick it out if I'm gonna be real honest. He's got a big enough gap. He's got some play time to lose. It's the safer. It's probably the most safer option, especially with the gap he's created. But also, yeah, you could pit. But if it's something you don't want, is getting caught up in traffic. There's not much, but even if the little bit of traffic,
Bottas stays out. So we'll see what Ryan and Yasko do. Actually, Yasko's closed up a lot of time on Ryan these last couple of laps. So we'll see if Ryan decides to pit. Ryan stays out. What will Yasko do? Yasko will also stay out. So they're probably going to go until the dries come, which is interesting.
interesting but an understandable strategy, if I'm being real honest.
Yeah. I mean, you'd like to think now that a safety car would save everyone. That is not within that front three. And of course, there is a big gap between Ryan and Bottas, and indeed a big gap between then Ryan and Yasko. But a safety car would really spice this thing up.
Surely will.
How's Bottas's bottle? 8.5 laps to go. He's holding on quite well.
Yeah.
Slipping and sliding like a duck to water.
Yeah, he can has to, but let's see how it turns out.
He is happy as Larry. AFY sets the fast lap in the intermediate, so you can definitely tell the track is getting drier. But does it matter? Not really. Once you get the indication of DRS enabled, you know it's definitely the time to go into the dries. But that time is not now. Will we even see DRS running in this race? We don't know. Will Bottas pit?
We don't know.
We don't. We'll find out though.
Yeah, we'll find out soon enough.
He pits.
He does
Bottas
pit.
pits. Okay, now Ryan. Will Ryan respond to this? He probably has to, along with Yasko.
Yeah.
So Chevrolet is in the pits. Abarth is in the pits. RUF Telecom in the pits. The front three will pit for intermediate. With 7 laps to go. Bottas onto intermediates now.
Yeah.
Ryan will come into his box.
If you
Abarth ready.
I don't know if it's me, but it looks to be drying quicker than I. It's still a bit rainy, but I'm not sure how long it will continue like this.
We could get 1 or 2 laps on the dries. You never know.
You never know, but is it worth taking the risk, or should you just stay on the? I think it's better to stay on the inters, even if it's starting to dry now. Unless it's full sun, I just say, just keep the inters on and just cool your tires. Don't overheat.
We'll see what happens.
The dry line is almost fully dry, isn't it?
Yeah, AFY is completely blitzing the field when it comes to the fast lap. 1 minute 45.525.
But I think surely Bottas will smash that again.
Lit was smashed it. Lit was absolutely blown it to pieces.
Marcel and Satsi Mahmoud are on pole tires now.
Bottas sets a purple middle sector for good use as well.
Yeah, that's
yellow flag. Next, sorry, Sudsi moment spawned at the first couple of corners.
Not that strange. I mean, these tires are just getting.
Sudsi Marmot, interesting enough, is on the full wets.
Yeah, the same with Marcel. Surely Marcel will pit. But I think Marcel is guessing on the slicks, maybe. Maybe if
Marcel's gambling. Marcel's gambling for the rain to stop within the next 3 laps. But after Destroyer now sets the fast lap, 1 minute 44.178. Bottas will be setting purple, middle and final sectors, you'd like to think, and then in the next lap he'll probably blitz the fastest lap.
Yeah.
Let's not forget he's led every lap of this race.
This is a
purple final sector.
I don't know if you noticed, but there's a bit of water still on the racing line at the final corner. That makes just...
Yeah, I've noticed that, yeah.
Easily to lose it there if you would go out on slicks. So I don't think it's a good idea there, to go for slicks anytime soon.
We will see what happens. Nikon now picks up a 3-second time penalty, the first off the race. For multiple warnings as now AFY goes past Marcel. Marcel locks up and collides with AFY. And now you'd think Marcel has to pit. Will he pit? The answer is no, he stays out. What is he cooking?
His tires, probably.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And that's probably why he has to take some water here and there soon, otherwise
Yeah.
his tires are literally getting cooked.
He has to take these risks now. Dean said his fuel was going to run out. That's why he retires. Now that's very strange.
Oh my, underfueled the car.
Why would you underfuel the car, though? Dean said, AFY got the inside of Marcel. Marcel tries to hold, going around the outside. He does have the traction. He will have the inside for turn number 7. They do make contact, but Marcel still holds on. Dean said last year...
In the meantime, Sutsumawan has given up on the West. He's on the Inters.
Afterstory sets another fast lap, but that's probably going to be shattered by Bottas now. Dean said last year you could go -1 lap and it'll be fine. This year, clearly not. You lose fuel on heavy rain. And here comes Bottas up to the line, and the fast lap is shattered. And yeah, he is. And now Nikon and Lit will fly past. So 12 seconds separate Bottas and Ryan. Will Jasko set the fastest lap? No, he doesn't. Bottas has absolutely blitzed the record. 1:41.838 in a league of his own with 6 laps to go.
Surely he may get a back-to-back victory here today.
If he doesn't, I'd be very surprised. We didn't know who...
In the meantime, AFI just threw it all away himself, that it seems.
Yeah. Very, very disappointing from him, because he was on for some great points there.
Yeah, sure he is. I mean, his teammate is still in second. That's still a good job from his team, but he started there. But Jasko is probably someone who fought back pretty hard there. I mean, you'd say he's in third, he's in fourth, but don't forget he was in last. A lot of great recovery drives throughout this race, and Jasko, I have to say, probably has had the best of them, and he's still on for P2. Let's not forget that. Yeah, Jasko had an amazing recovery drive. Dean just struggled his whole recovery drive. As there this look, just on Marcel. Marcel is on the west. He just did take some rain there. It stopped raining. AFY and Bath Destroyer are also having fuel problems at the moment. If you look on the HUD, they've got the little yellow indicator as we have Jasko spun. Jasko spun in a straight. And third place is gone, second place, sorry, is gone for the reigning champion. Yeah, he's got no chance unless something drastic happens. The rain's still easing. The wet weather not seeding. The dries probably won't be coming on at any stage. Yeah. Which is unfortunate. But what can you do? Bottas is still setting purple first sectors. That is frightening. Shit, yeah. Bottas simply just... there are not enough superlatives in the books to describe Bottas and his performances sometimes. Sometimes he's got bad luck. Sometimes he's absolutely brilliant. Tonight, and indeed last week, were great examples of the latter. 8,000th of a second off in the middle sector there. But he doesn't need to improve. He's already got the pole point, he's already got the fast lap point, he's on for the Grand Chelem. He's on for 27 points in the one weekend, and he's on for a second race win of the season. Can it get any better? Probably not. Not by much, at least. In the meantime, behind it's Litva, close to Nikon, who's struggling to keep up with Marcel. Yeah, Nikon's had a decent enough recovery drive, of course. Yeah. After a terrible qualifying. Just like he did last season. Yeah, we know he's good in recovery driving, and he's not the quickest, but he's probably AFY's gone off again. AFY has set to track, and I was told that last week that there's no law against that, so. I think there is now this season. As Nikon, in the meantime, did get past Marcel. No good Marcel! What a suicidal move that was from Marcel, who then makes contact with Nikon. That might allow Litwa up the inside of Nikon. It does. Can he get the move done? Yes, he can. Now he will try and slipstream his teammate, or he might now defend against his teammate. Who knows?
He's not going to defend. He gets past. Now Marcel will defend against Nikon. Nikon gets into 5th and now tries to get up to 4th. This is very confusing, but very fun.
In the meantime, in real honest and real realistically, Marcel has been quite dangerous. He has had a lot of contact in this battle since he's on wets, while the track is not really wet weather track. He's got a lot of contact. It might bite him after the race.
Yeah. Well, he has still got some fantastic traction out of a lot of corners, and he does get past Nikon again. Of course, Nikon is nursing a time penalty at the moment, but we'll see what happens with that. Current amount of penalties. Nikon's got 3 seconds and AFY's got 3 seconds. Marcel defending very, very roughly. But to be fair to him, he does keep his place as well, as he kind of backs Nikon into the back of his car. Race out of 10, Tim?
7, I think. It's good, but not great.
T2 slightly better.
I mean, to be honest, we also missed like a battle for the win.
Fair enough.
Unless like Emil or Bottas also does like what they just spin right near the end and just hand an opportunity for Ryan there.
Well, I don't think even if Bottas did go and lose the car just like Litwood did, I think he'd be fine unless he got it stuck in the gravel potentially.
I don't know if he does it like
Sudsy Marmot. Sudsy Marmot is slipping and sliding yet again. It's been another terrible race for him.
He's in P10, you score a singular point. Not something, but realistically, Bottas does need to go off way harder than Litwood did if he were to lose the win here. In the meantime, Nikon and Marcel still scrapping about.
And this time Nikon might finally get the move done. Does get into 5th, but Marcel's dragging alongside him, does make contact with him yet again. Marcel resorting to some very dirty tactics. Nikon has a very big slide. Yellow flag because Sudsy Marmot has spun again and is most likely going to be lapped.
Marcel now again going for a move down the inside there.
Marcel nearly gets it done, slipping and sliding, and finally ceding the position you'd like to think to Nikon. But if he stays within 3 seconds, he finishes 5th, at least until penalties apply. And now the sun is out and the rain has nearly stopped. A little bit too late for dries though. As the rain's now finally stopped, the rain has officially stopped.
Yeah, but I mean the track is drying quickly, but not quick enough.
Not quick enough, yeah. If we had another 5 laps.
Maybe quick enough for like someone like Tsutsumama to just... No, even then, because we're on lap 27. When he pits, his out lap is the final lap.
Fair enough.
So even if you want to go for a fastest lap attempt on slicks, it's too late. Marcel, in the meantime, due to the track drying so quickly, he's got no chance of catching up
I
anymore.
want to direct your attention to something though. Look at AFY at the moment.
Wait, Jasko's pitting.
Look how dry the track is.
Jasko
going for fast lap here.
Oh wait, no, Jasko is still on lap 26, of course.
Yeah, so Jasko's going for fastest lap. He's on lap 27 now, goes on to softs. Has the track, or will the track dry quick enough for a fastest lap attempt for Jasko? That's the big talking point towards the end of this race.
You'd say that someone like a Satsumamot surely should also go for that.
Yellow flag for Sudsy Marmot's gone off, and also, let me see, who's that? Jasko. Jasko's really struggling on the soft as he comes out of the box.
Yeah, he still got a big gap, a massive gap.
But
and
the track...
Marcel's pitting, yeah, Marcel, he's got
Marcel's going for fast lap.
Does he?
No chance, that's what he's got. No chance in hell.
AFY also pitting.
AFY pits, yeah. But we're nearly at the end of this one, though. Drivers are most likely going to be lapped. Bath Destroyer is probably Bottas' next target. But he comes into the final corner for the penultimate time, and you know exactly what is next. White flag in China.
Yeah, as Satsumamot does do the obvious and he goes into the pits. For probably slicks as well, to also go for it. We've got 3 drivers now in a bit who will try to go for it.
Sudsy Marmot's got a penalty.
Oh, he's got a 10 second. I mean, he's got nothing to lose, does he?
Yeah, AFY lets Bottas past. You'd like to think Bath Destroyer will do the same as well. So Bottas will at least
Yeah.
lap 3 drivers in this one.
And-
The track, though, probably hasn't dried out quick enough
Nah,
for anyone. As
the
Bottas actually sets a purple first sector.
Oh yeah, the good thing is Tsutsumama would have to. He's finishing behind Bottas, so Bottas will finish. Tsutsumama is behind Bottas, so actually he can't do it because he will finish a lap down, and he spins it as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got no chance.
Well-
But let's see what Josko can do in a bit. He will almost start his.
Bottas
Well,
still
lap
improving as
attempt.
well. 5 tenths up in the middle sectors. He now comes into the final couple of corners in this race. Tim, it's been an absolutely sensational performance.
Absolutely the whole weekend. And
Well, we
unless-
said last...
And if it doesn't get stolen, then then surely he will get the fastest lap as well. But there's some people who try to steal it away from him.
Well, he won last week in Australia with a scrum-diddly-umptious win. He's got pole, the fastest lap for now, and has led all 28 laps in the Chinese Grand Prix. Bottas wins his second race of the season in Shanghai. Sets the fastest lap for now.
There comes
Lap 3
Ryan.
cars in the process. Ryan will come home second in the Abarth. A fantastic result for him. AFY is retired. Ryan has now left. Disconnected, but will cross the finish line in second. Yasko now on his fastest lap run and has set a purple middle sector. DRS is now enabled, be it too late for anyone to make a move.
He's
But
only
what a race.
He's not getting anything out of it. No one will.
So we'll see if Yasko is able to wrestle away the fastest lap from Bottas. It does look like he's going to be able. Now finishes on the intermediates in 7th position for Europol. And that, my friends, was an absolutely incredible Chinese Grand Prix. And Bottas wins his second race of the season.
And I loved it.
Absolutely,
It
I
was a
love
good
that one
race.
too. Yeah. It was a good day for Bottas, it's fair to say. Here's your podium. The 3 men walking out onto the rostrum. That finish flag is on Bottas's back for the 2nd week in a row.
It's a great job there from the Chevrolet driver. Of course, his teammate there, with the retirement of his teammate, it's not the greatest of weekends there.
But here is your race order, though. 49 minutes, 59 seconds. We got very close to a 50-minute race in 6/10 of a second. Means that Bottas wins his 2nd race of the season. Ryan finishing in 2nd for Abarth. Yasko rounding out the podium in 3rd position. Litwell was 4th, with Nikon coming back from 11th to finish in 5th. Nexo 6th, starting 9th, finishing with 8 points. Marcel only gaining 1 place. Could have been better depending on his strategy at the end. He finishes 7th. Bath Destroyer in 8th. AFY and Sudsy Marmot, along with Bath Destroyer, 1 lap down. Dean made a horrendous strategy choice by under-fueling his car by a lap and retiring around 10 laps from the end. What a race that was, Tim.
Surely was an amazing race.
Well, I think that we now have a brilliant championship fight in our hands, but Bottas has started off the title race in the perfect way possible.
Yeah, and it will take quite some effort for the other drivers to catch up to that.
Bottas becomes the first race winner of the Chinese Grand Prix in this league. Congratulations to him and to the rest of the podium finishers. A pretty much inch-perfect weekend. Didn't get the Grand Chelem at the end, though. Didn't get the fastest lap, but led every lap of the race, so I think it's a job well done for him anyway. His 2nd win of the season after winning, of course, in Melbourne last Friday night. Tim, scores in the doors, out of 10.
Good.
Are you sticking with a 7? Do you want to put it up to an 8, or?
I'm sticking with my 7.
Okay, I'll go 7.5. I'll go 7. We'll do 7. Yeah, why not? I don't think we can get any interviews. That's always been a recurring theme. So I believe we'll take one last look at the race results. I think I've got it up here anyway. And just a reminder, I'm gonna put the reminder for you to play that outro music, Tim. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot that music.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put that in DMs. Here we go. Why is this? There we go. That's for you, Tim.
Alright.
But if you missed it, and if you missed any session, where the hell are you? Where the hell have you been? This is such an incredible league, and the races that it produces are absolutely incredible, from the all-new T2 to the established faces in T1. We have some absolutely brilliant races. Thank you very much, Tim, for joining me this evening.
Yeah, thank you for joining us as well.
Well, play the full outro music this time because you only got like 20 seconds last week. But still, what an incredible Chinese Grand Prix that was. Big thanks to Tim for joining me, and a big thanks to you for watching, whether you were here in T2 or whether you just joined us for T1. Your support is always appreciated. We'll have mini highlights going up throughout the week on all the social media channels, so stay tuned for them. But a simply sensational Chinese Grand Prix in both tiers sees Bottas win his second race of the season in absolutely dominant form, leading all the 28 laps and certainly staking his claim for a second championship in this league. Next week we head to Emilia-Romagna, the Emilia Grand Prix at Imola. Always a classic track on the F1 calendar, and I cannot wait for that race. But from all of us here, thank you very much for watching. What a Chinese Grand Prix that was. Congratulations to Bottas, and we'll see you same time, same place next weekend. Good night to you all.